you as an advisor or an investor or a CEO or probably a mentor, be it anything, what is that one crucial thing which is extremely important for an organization? Is it the revenues? Is it the profits, market capitalization, or shareholder value? Or is there something over and above all these things which actually drives this? So I would like to understand from you because you do advise, coach, and mentor a lot of current business leaders at the moment.
Very interesting question, because what happens when you're generally when you go to any of the forums or any that, people think, oh, when you start a company, you should be, thinking about your EPS, or they're looking at valuation, and they go into different type of things and profitability, market share. If you don't have market share, those are all important when you want to have your pitching document for funding. You have to show all those things, what you will become if you give me $10, how I will give you $100 back. That is a pitching document where you show all these things. But for an organization to be successful, process is very important. They have to be process driven. None of these are important, because if you do not have a process to achieve where you want to go, you will fail. And process is based on people. Process is not, it's based on technology and people. Of course, you are developing a technology, but ultimately when you bring it down, technology is developed by a person. You say, oh, 50% of my product development is by a robot. Yes, but the robot also is developed by a human being. Right. So you need to have a process and people. Process and people go hand in hand. So when you want to think of a company and you want to take it forward, you want to make it successful, you need to make sure your processes are proper. Because what happens in a process, supposing, let's say, we have a very good process for any operation. It can be for a small operation, like, getting an order and executing the order, or it could be developing a product, or could be building a company. You have different steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. But supposing something doesn't work, situation changes. You are having, let's say you are a shipment company and you are doing logistics and you are shipping by road, lot of things. And suddenly you hear there is a disaster or earthquake or a tornado in a particular city. And so your trucks cannot go. So if you are not set a process, what will happen is you will be thinking, how the hell I'm going to change this now? I have all these 100 or 1,000 trucks stuck everywhere with products which are perishable. What is going to happen? But if you have a process, you know where to go and change the process. So that is a very important aspect. That is why AI and all is very, very powerful, because they are able to instantaneously correlate to things and then make changes. So that is a very important aspect for knowing that one, because process-driven organizations succeed very fast, because when there is something to be corrected, they can go to a particular process and change the direction. So for any organization, whether you are looking at that, everything is important. It's important. Market share is not important. Everything is important, but that depends on what you are wanting to do. If your organization to succeed, process is important. If your organization to succeed, you have a thought leadership, people who are key persons. They should be qualified to do the job. They should be driven to do the job. They have to be in sync with the company's thought process. Otherwise, they will not be able to succeed. The company will not be able to take it forward. But all these other criteria which you mentioned about, all these are all important for a pitch document. Because when you want to pitch for funding, why should somebody, they can't buy, like, somebody came for a help in funding, you wanted $2 million. And he said, I have only 1 week. I told him, you go and find your own funding. I told him, because I can't guide you. Then I told him, it's going to be very difficult. You may get maximum $50,000. And that's what happened. After 3 weeks, he got only $50,000. So he asked me, what am I doing wrong? This is my pitch deck. I said, no, your pitch deck is not the problem. The way you present the pitch deck is a problem. The way you show your passion is a problem. You show what this product will do in the market is a problem, because you are not articulating that. You're articulating something else. If the investor is going to think, if I'm going to invest in this product, looks good, but this leader is not good, I can't invest with this leader. So that's a very important aspect. So the pitch document has to be very good. It's all very go-to-market strategy, whatever you can talk about, but very important to remember that. So in a nutshell, process and people, very important for any organization to succeed. But all these elements you said are very important for success of the company, to get the funding, to get the market share, to get the business going on, and also satisfy your stakeholders. Your stakeholders in a company is your employees as well as your customers. Both of them are your stakeholders. So you have to be responsible towards them. That is what is important.